Like every year, we take a trip in upstate New York to Corning for the Glass Museum and Watkins Glen Gorge, returning through Geneva. This traveling exhibition celebrates over 30 years of artistic creation of the Mexican brothers Einar and Jaime de la Torre. While they moved to US, they still bounce between Mexico and California, but maintains a strong cultural identity on religion, history and traditions. Their unique technique is additive, creating texture, volume and color. This is a triptych in the most German religious tradition, where we have a heavenly side on the left and a hellish side on the right. In the middle we have as Archangel Gabriel Hernán Cortés, the conquistador of Mexico. Like many of these exhibits, this lenticular is two parts, meaning you move sideways to see one and the other.
To melt those little chips into the surface, which creates a veil of color. We're working with the soda lime glass, which is the most common type of glass we use in our day-to-day lives. When you mix silica sand, soda ash, and limestone and melt those three ingredients together, you'll get colorless glass. Furnace and make our own colors. We buy them from a supplier out in Germany. They have about 200 different colors for us to choose from. And then we can apply them in different ways to our clear glass. But you're going to want to watch closely because Helen has trapped a little bit of air to the end of the blowpipe. And you'll see that glass start to dip it into the pool of glass, turn nice and evenly in one direction. She'll be able to wind on. We call this the act of gathering. Now, many times you go to a furnace, it's just a reference of how many gathers of glass we have. We can use that term to also give another artist a scale of our piece. Helen can go to another glassmaker and say, I made a 2-gather vase today. And that other artist would have a perception of how big that vase was just because of the physics of gathering glass. We can't actually grab this much material in one go. We have to build the glass up these layers. But for our demonstration purposes, 2 gathers is more than enough material. So Helen is going to shape and cool that glass using a wood block tool. Kind of like a big wooden spoon, completely soaked with water so the glass glides on the layer of steam. She has a really nice even shape that she can start to inflate. holes or indentations along the surface, which gives it kind of a pineapple texture. And that texture is not going to go away as Helen continues to shape and inflate this piece. This picture here will have a similar texture to the form that Helen is going to create. But now we have the color, we have the texture, we have a nice even distribution of glass. So it's time to shape this piece into the form. Helen is going to create a very important constriction that every piece gets, be it a platter or a pitcher or a bowl. That little indentation is called a grapevine. It acts like the grooves in a chocolate bar, so you can snap the bar perfectly in half. That constriction is going to allow Helen to break the glass in a very controlled and even way. If our glass ever gets below 1,000 degrees, it's allowing the glass to cool off too quickly. Glass contracts when it cools, and if that happens too fast, it causes cracks and breaks within the material due to thermal shock. We have a lot of food references of glass makers. It's like if you've ever grabbed an ice cube and put it in a bowl full of soup, and it's snapped on you, it's another form of thermal shock. That's the length. It immediately starts churning. You can see how noodly that glass is. She grabs the loose end, stretches it, tabs it back down. Let's give it up for that beautiful piano. Enjoy a nice picture of them doing this meeting tomorrow.
Make sure that everybody has plenty of opportunity to see all the things that are around the museum. So I'm going to let you go, but if you have any other questions, come on down and chat. I'll stick around to answer those questions for you. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Another round of applause for Michael. Thanks.
I filmed this remarkable exhibition in a previous visit, so I've decided to just enjoy it without the hassle of video capture. I'll put in the description a link to a previous video where I covered it in depth. We'll do a quick tour of the 400 feet or 120 meters deep gorge. We have ascended through the woods and will descend on the trail to the middle or south entrance, where we parked the car. I'll put a link in the description to another video depicting the lower portion to the village.